I'm Chris from Watson.
And I'm also Chris, also from Watson.
And today we're going to show you how to build a pretty simple Watson chatbot that can actually book some flights for you. So we're going to actually use Watson through Twitter. So as you can see on my screen, Watson chatbot demo actually has a Twitter ID, and I'm going to DM it. So let's click through. So here's the one I want to talk to. So let me start off, as you normally do with a chatbot, by just saying hi. Let's see if Watson comes back with much stuff. Hopefully it'll greet me. Hello, I am Watson, how can I help? Well, I usually want to see if these chatbots know any jokes, so let's see if Watson can tell me a joke. Because if a chatbot can't tell a joke, well, are you going to use it? I'm not sure I would.
What's it say?
Knock, knock. Okay, so who's there? I'm hoping it's Watson. It is Watson. Watson who?
Watson who?
Oh, it doesn't understand. Hasn't been properly trained on jokes.
Oh, how did that happen?
I don't know. Maybe we can fix it when we go through the tooling.
Let's have a look. We'll have a look and see.
Okay, we'll see why that happened. So anyway, today we're actually going to see if Watson can help us book a flight. So let's just see what Watson knows right now. So I'm going on holiday soon, and I'd like to book a flight to Paris. So let's see if Watson can help me with that. I have a feeling that it can't, because that's the purpose of what we're here to do. So sorry, Watson doesn't understand. Okay, Chris, so Watson doesn't understand. Can you show me how I'm going to book a flight to Paris using Watson?
Yeah, of course I can. So I'm here now in the Watson Conversation tool. The Watson Conversation tool is the place where we set up these conversations and we train Watson as to how to help users. So I have three things going on here. First of all, I'm going to tell you about intents. So intents is how we understand what the user is saying. So for example, when you said hello, you would have used this intent here called hello. So how does that work? Well, you can see that I've got some examples here of different ways of saying hello. But the great thing about this is I don't have to give it every example of how to say hello. All I need to do is give it some examples, and then it will work out the rest. So you can see the examples I've got there, and I can test this right here and now. So let's just go in and give it a test. So let's
so good evening's not in there. Let's try
good
that.
evening. Let's try that. Yeah. Good evening. And straight away it comes back and says, hello, I'm Watson. How can I help? Even though good evening wasn't in the training set. And it even tells me here that it's matched on that hello intent. And intent is the way that we establish, first of all, what people are talking about. And then we have another concept in here, which is something called entities. And I just want to tell you a little bit about the entities now. So entities allow us to capture the things that people mention when they're talking. So later on, as you said, we're going to be building something that can work out how to book a flight. So we've got an entity in here already defined for airports.
Yeah, got that.
Okay, and we also have a special entity here which is about capturing dates. That's going to be useful to us as well when we're trying to book a flight, because we need to know when we're going to go. And then dialogue. Dialogue is how we bring all this together. Dialogue is the structure of the conversation. So here's our hello, and here's the rule that says, I'm Watson, how can I help? So if it sees that intent, that's how it responds. That's obviously a very simple rule. Let's take a look at our joke, see if we can work out why maybe it didn't work. So my joke starts with knock knock as soon as I get my joke intent. You wanted a joke, knock knock. So then what does it do? Well, based on how it responds next, or based on how you respond next, we then say, Watson. That's the answer to the question, who's there?
Yeah, yeah.
And we're using a couple of intents there, because there are different ways of saying who's there, and they match to different intents. Now, when you said Watson who, this should have been the response. What's on your mind right now? But it didn't work. I wonder why it didn't work. Well, we can find out, because we can type in Watson who in the same way exactly the same way that you did. Tell me how you typed it.
I just typed in, Watson who.
Watson who, just like that in lowercase. Now that matches to something called off topic. Right? So it doesn't match to the thing that we want it to. We want it to match to who are you or hello, because those are the two things we're going to match there. So I can just go in here and change that and say Actually, what's and who I want to be a who are you.
So training it on the fly.
So I'm training it on the fly.
Okay.
So it'll take a
Makes
few
sense.
minutes to train that in, but next time we try that, that'll work. And
So that's a dialogue then.
That's a
so
dialogue.
we've used
That's a
intents
flow.
there and a dialogue to build out my joke flow.
And you can see the flow here for the joke, right? From left to right, it's very logical. Up and down the page, we've got our different options of what people might say. Left to right is the flow of the conversation.
So that's good. Now, how about we use it to book a flight?
So you want to book a flight. You're very keen on this idea of
I
booking
am.
a
I want to
flight.
go on holiday. It is the summer.
You want to get out of here, don't you?
Right.
Yes. Okay. So let's. So we're going to have to create a new conversation. So we do that just by pressing on that little plus button there, and I'm going to now put in the correct intent for booking a flight. So this is pre-trained, just to save time on the video, but it took me just about 2 or 3 minutes just to put in the right intents for booking a flight. Okay, so you say you want to book a flight. What am I going to do next, do you think? I'm going to ask you a question. Where do you want to go?
Yeah, you asked me where I want to go. So
okay, so let's do that first, right? Where do you want to go? So that's got our conversation started, right? Where do you want to go?
Then I'm going to put in something and put in my airport name or city.
In fact, yeah. So let's just make that work now. So the next thing we're expecting is an airport.
Yeah.
So I can just say at airport. That means any airport that you type in that I know about, I'm going to accept that as an airport.
And that's my entities, is it?
Yeah, those are entities, absolutely. Yeah, so we defined our list of airports, bit of reference data. We could have imported those or typed them in or get them from a database or whatever. So we've got our entities there ready to go with airport. So what I'm going to do now, just to save a little bit of typing time, because I'm not very quick on the old typing, I'm just going to paste in what we need to put in here, because we want to do two things when you respond here. We want to respond and give you ask you the next question in the sequence so that we can build up the information we need to book you your flight. But we also need to remember what you've chosen as your airport where you want to go to.
Yeah. Yeah, got to have my context, okay.
Yeah, it's all about context, right? As we go through the conversation, we're building up context to help us to take action on behalf of the user. So I'm going to do a bit of cut and pasting here. I'm just going to set this onto advanced mode, which allows me to type in a slightly more complex set of instructions than just respond. And I have in my notes here what I want to paste in, so I'm just going to grab that.
And just a few lines of code then.
It's just a really tiny little bit of code, very straightforward. Okay, and straight away it's validated that syntax. The box has stopped being read, and I'm good to go. So that's and you can see in there the text of the next question, which is going to be where do you want to fly from?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put another one on now. Where do I want to fly from? That's another airport, so I can use the same entity matching for that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do another little bit of cutting and pasting just to speed things up a little bit here. Again, I'm going to go into advanced mode and I'm just going to remove what's there and paste in my response. Okay. So that's good. So where am I going to fly from? Where am I going to fly to? So I now know where I'm going
dates,
from
okay.
to. Dates. The only two other bits of information I need for this is the dates. Okay, I need to know when are you going to leave. So again, I've got my entities. Let's just clear this out of the way, make it a little bit clearer what's going on. So I've got my entities that I can work with. If you remember, we had a special entity for dealing with dates that was called valid date captured. So I'm just going to put that in there. And now I'm going to do another little cut and paste to remember the date that you've typed in.
Okay, and that has the Watson response in it as well, does it?
It has the Watson response, so what we'll see in here now as
when you want to come back.
When do you want to come back? Okay. So that's going to go in. Oh no, I need to be in advanced, don't I, to do that? There we go, just paste that in. And there we go. And now there's only one more step. I've got to just capture another date, of course, which is the date when you want to come back, because we're doing a return flight here.
Yeah, I don't want to be on holiday forever.
You don't want to be on holiday forever.
We've
got lots to do, absolutely. So let's just get that in there. Where are we with another quick cut and paste job. Get into advanced mode, take that out. Quick cut and paste so we can remember the context. We're almost there. We're almost at the point where you're going to be able to book a flight.
But does Watson know about flights?
So Watson doesn't know about flights, actually how to book the flights. So we're using Watson to collect the information, and then we're going to use a service that's already been built for booking flights. We're going to use the Skyscanner service.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So you
This is
can
one of the
connect to any external APIs.
Exactly. This is one of the real powers of Watson, is that we can connect out to other APIs. We can connect out to APIs that are providing services and providing answers, all naturally as part of our conversation flow. So we've got everything we need there now. In fact, this could be ready for you to give it a try, I think.
Do you want me to give it a try? Okay.
Give it a try.
So previously we didn't understand how to book a flight. So as you see there, it says I want to book a flight. Let's give it a go now. Let's have a look at the dialogue that we just built. So I want to book a flight. So Watson should come back and ask me where to, right? Okay, let's see. Where do I want to go to? Okay, I'd like to go to Paris.
You want to go to Paris?
Yeah. It's nice time of year. It's Bastille Day, after all, so probably should go there. And, well, London's fine for me. It's nearby. And then I've just got to, I guess, capture my dates. So, actually, let's book a flight for after summer, because I am actually going on holiday tomorrow. So, 1st September, and I'll maybe come back maybe 3 or 4 days later. So let's go back. Let's go on the 4th of September.
Good choice.
Okay. So Watson's captured my dates now, at least I think it has. Then it's going to go out to the external.
It's going to go out to Skyscanner.
Okay.
It'll take a few seconds to do this, because Skyscanner is a service that goes out and looks for cheap flights on lots of different websites. So it takes a few seconds for it to
when I
pull
type
its
it
results
in,
together.
they always poll and because they go through all the airlines, don't they? So
That's right. Yeah.
so now we should maybe tell some more jokes. Ah, it's back.
It's back. What's it say?
It's found a direct flight on BA for £81, the BA 314. Those are the right dates. Yeah, 1st September, Heathrow, Charles de Gaulle, Heathrow, back on the 4th. Brilliant. So I don't know how long that took, but I don't think it took very long, and we've choreographed a conversation in a Watson chatbot, called out to Skyscanner, and that's actually pretty useful. I'm quite impressed.
Yeah, and we could add in some extra validation to make sure that your return date was after your going out date. That's all very easy to do in here, but we've got the basics there pretty quickly.
Well, then that was it. That was from Chris and Chris on how to build a Watson chatbot.